Hey everyone. It's just another new addition to the website. I took on board some of the feedback about the previous matrix. The table was a bit confusing about how it works and what it's for. So I thought maybe just make it simple. So basically, I've just done a calculator, and this can be used just to calculate the number of shares that you would make if you're pair trading within a range, a ratio range. So what you can do is, well, let me just walk you through it. So basically, this is the URL pairtradealert.com/calculator. I need to sort out some kind of nav bar at some point, but for now, you just go directly to that link. And it pulls in, once again, the live MSTR and live Tesla price. If we refresh, they should update. Yep. And then it calculates the ratio for these two at the moment. And then you enter the number of shares that you've got. So we could put in here, we've got 100 Tesla MicroStrategy and 100 Tesla. And then we decide on the direction that we think the ratio is going to go. So currently it's 1.14. It was 1.10 1.10 earlier today. So let's say that we think it's going to head up, um, and that we're going to target a 0.10 ratio range. So right now 1.1491, let's say 1.15. So we're going to target swapping at 1.25 basically. And we want to say that we're going to swap of our 100 shares that we've got. I don't know, let's do 20 shares. So what happens then is it suggests an entry trade, which you do today at this current ratio. So when you do this setup or entry trade, you basically swap according to this. So you would sell 20 Tesla shares and use that money to buy an extra 17.4 MicroStrategy shares. Then you wait until the exit trade ratio happens. So you get to 1.2491, which again is 0.10 ratio. The ratio is increased by 0.10. And when you get to that ratio, it then says you should sell your MicroStrategy and buy the Tesla shares back. And if you do that, you'll basically go back to where you were before, which was 100 shares, 100 shares, but you'll have gained an extra 1.7405 Tesla shares. So basically, that's just an example of how you can gain shares by swapping in and out in different ratios. Um, and obviously, you can change these amounts. So if you look on the right-hand side over here, while I change these numbers, so we can increase this to, let's say we want to do pair trading between a 0.20 interval. So we can increase this, and as I do that, the profit or the amount of shares that you earn increases. So if we go to zero point 0.2, you would earn 3.4 Tesla shares from waiting until 1.3491 as your ratio. And as well, if you increase the number of shares, obviously you're gonna get even more. So if we could do 50 shares, and then you would earn 8.7 shares. Um, so yeah, and if you change the direction, so instead of going up by 0.2, now it's going down from 1.1491. So we think we're bearish about MicroStrategy and bullish about Tesla. So therefore we want to swap the other way around. So we're selling 50 MicroStrategy shares and we're buying Tesla shares. Um, is that right? Yeah, because we think it's going down the ratio, which means Tesla's going to go up. So we want to have more Tesla shares. And then we wait for the ratio to go down, i.e. Tesla has become expensive, MicroStrategy is cheap. And then we sell those Tesla shares. We go back to the original position, which is 100 shares, and we gain an extra 10.5 shares of MicroStrategy. And that's our net change here. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Pretty straightforward. Literally just for calculating the number of shares you would make based on what the ratio range is, how many shares you're trading, and that's basically it. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm pretty much going to leave this calculator later as it is, unless anyone can think of any additional features. The one obvious feature that would be useful would be maybe to have a portfolio bag size in terms of US dollars. And obviously you can work that out from your setup, which is, you have a certain amount of shares, certain prices, but what you don't know is what these prices are going to be when you exit. We can put a ratio in, but we don't know how that ratio is being the dollar amounts that cause that ratio to come about. So that could be anything from like 600 for MicroStrategy, 500 Tesla, or it could be anything. So it's impossible to actually like calculate the dollar size. Um, so that's kind of an issue with this calculator, or it's just an issue of basically maths. But what you can do though is you can manually type in numbers here, so you can change this to delete the live amounts, and you could put in here like say $700, and here you could put in $500, and then that would tell you then based on these amounts how many shares you'd get. So you could kind of use this to kind of put in, if you want to use this for what you think the future holds for these two assets. Not sure how useful that is, but it's there if you need it. Anyway, cool. I'll leave it for now. Let me know what you think.